Imagine waking up one day to find the moon no longer lighting up the night sky. A cosmic void, silent and mysterious, replacing the gentle glow we've taken for granted our entire lives. But what would truly happen if the moon disappeared tomorrow? The answer is more than just darkness. It's a cascade of changes so profound that life on Earth as we know it would be dramatically altered. Let's explore this mind-bending scenario and uncover the hidden truths of our fragile balance with the moon. The moon isn't just a beautiful companion in the sky, it's a celestial stabilizer. Without it, Earth's tilt would wobble uncontrollably over time. This tilt, which gives us seasons, could swing wildly from nearly no tilt at all, causing eternal spring in some places, to extreme angles, where summers would scorch and winters would freeze entire continents. Imagine a world where farmers couldn't rely on predictable seasons, where ecosystems would struggle to adapt, and where survival itself would be a daily challenge. But that's just the beginning. Our tides, powered by the moon's gravitational pull, would shrink to about 1/3 of their current size. Coastal ecosystems that depend on these tidal rhythms, from migratory birds to countless marine species, would face near collapse. Entire food chains would be disrupted, sending ripples of chaos through the oceans and onto land. Fishermen would lose their livelihoods, and millions of people who depend on the sea for sustenance would be left struggling to adapt. Then there's the issue of Earth's rotation. The moon acts as a brake, gradually slowing our planet's spin. Without it, days would grow shorter over time, with a faster rotation bringing stronger winds and more violent storms. Imagine hurricanes that are not just seasonal but constant, reshaping coastlines and leaving destruction in their wake. The absence of the moon would usher in an era of relentless, chaotic weather, challenging human resilience like never before. And what about the night sky? With the moon gone, stargazers would be treated to an uninterrupted view of the universe, but the absence of its light would plunge nights into pitch-black darkness. Cities would need to rely even more on artificial lighting, disrupting our natural circadian rhythms and impacting mental health. The moon has always been a silent comfort, a reminder of something larger than ourselves. Its loss would be felt not only in science but in the human spirit. At this point, if you're as fascinated as I am by these incredible what-if scenarios, let me invite you to take a moment to subscribe to Surprise Insights. This is the place where we explore mind-blowing questions and uncover the secrets of the universe. Every subscription helps us keep creating content that inspires curiosity and wonder. If you've ever looked up at the sky and wondered why or what if, this channel is for you. Join our community of curious minds and help us continue this journey together. But let's not stop there, because the moon's disappearance could have consequences you might never have imagined. For example, did you know that the moon's gravitational influence actually helps stabilize tectonic activity on Earth? Without it, we might face an increase in volcanic eruptions and earthquakes as the planet adjusts to a new gravitational equilibrium. The very ground beneath our feet could become more unpredictable, reshaping landscapes and cities over time. And what about life itself? Many species, from turtles to certain birds, rely on the moon's light to guide their migrations and behaviors. Without it, their survival strategies would be thrown into chaos, potentially leading to extinctions and a ripple effect throughout the food web. Even humans would feel the impact, as ancient cultural and spiritual practices centered around the moon would lose their guiding light, altering the way we connect with nature and the cosmos. Without the moon, Earth's very identity as a haven for life might slowly unravel. One of the moon's most subtle yet vital roles lies in moderating our planet's axial tilt. This tilt governs how sunlight is distributed across the Earth, creating climates that sustain diverse ecosystems. In a moonless world, the tilt could swing wildly over thousands or even hundreds of years, triggering ice ages that freeze entire hemispheres or heat waves that bake the planet's surface into a desert. Such changes wouldn't just be inconvenient, they'd rewrite the rules of survival for every species on Earth, including us. Beyond climate, the emotional and cultural loss of the moon would leave a void that no artificial light could ever fill. For millennia, humans have used the moon to mark time, guide navigation, and inspire art, poetry, and dreams. It's been a symbol of love, longing, and exploration, a celestial anchor in the vast sea of stars. Its disappearance would not just change the tides, it would rob us of an ancient connection, a reminder of how small yet significant we are in the universe. And let's not forget the role the moon has played in science and space exploration. Without its presence, humanity might never have taken those first bold steps into space. The Apollo missions ignited a sense of wonder and achievement that united the world. The moon is a stepping stone to the stars, a training ground for exploring Mars and beyond. Its absence could slow the march of progress, making it harder for us to dream about life beyond Earth. The effects would even reach into unexpected areas, like how we measure time. Our calendar is deeply tied to the lunar cycle. Farmers, fishermen, and even modern industries have long relied on this rhythm. A world without the moon would force us to rewrite centuries of traditions, recalibrate scientific practices, and find new ways to align with the natural order, or the lack thereof. Imagine the psychological impact, too. The moon has always been there, a constant in an ever-changing world. For countless generations, it has been a source of solace and inspiration. Without it, nights would feel emptier, lonelier, and a little more disconnected. How would we explain its loss to future generations? What stories would replace the myths and legends built around its glow? The moon's absence would also fundamentally reshape Earth's orbit. The gravitational pull it exerts doesn't just keep it tethered to us, it helps keep our orbit stable. Without it, Earth's trajectory around the Sun could begin to wobble over time, potentially bringing us dangerously close to, or too far away from, the Sun. This subtle instability could lead to catastrophic consequences for life, altering temperatures and seasons in ways we can't yet predict. And yet, the question lingers: could humanity adapt to a moonless existence? History has shown that we are resilient, capable of surviving incredible challenges. But this would be a test of our ingenuity, forcing us to rethink everything from agriculture to energy consumption, from how we explore the universe to how we define ourselves as a species. The oceans, too, would be forever changed. While smaller tides would initially seem like a relief to coastal cities battling sea level rise, the long-term effects would be devastating. Coastal ecosystems would lose their rhythm, and many species that rely on tidal zones for feeding and breeding would vanish. The delicate balance between land and sea would tip, with consequences rippling across the entire biosphere. And let's talk about the stars. Without the moon's light, the night sky would be darker, more pristine, revealing countless stars invisible to us today. This might sound like a silver lining, but for astronomers and dreamers alike, the darker skies would come with a heavy price. We'd gain a clearer view of the cosmos, but lose the very body that first inspired us to look up and wonder in the first place. So, as we contemplate this cosmic what-if, one thing becomes clear: the moon is far more than a distant rock in the sky. It's a partner in Earth's journey, a silent guardian shaping our world in ways we barely understand. Its loss would not just be an astronomical event, it would be a profound transformation of life as we know it. And perhaps, in imagining such a scenario, we learn to appreciate the moon's quiet yet immeasurable presence just a little more. The moon's disappearance would undoubtedly thrust humanity into a new era of adaptation and ingenuity. Facing such a monumental shift, our survival would hinge on our ability to innovate. Scientists might develop artificial tidal generators to mimic the moon's influence on the oceans. Engineers could design systems to stabilize Earth's axial tilt, creating a kind of cosmic scaffolding to keep our planet's climate in check. It would be a battle against time and nature, with the stakes higher than ever before. Yet, even with our resourcefulness, there are forces of the universe we simply cannot control. The moon's absence would leave Earth vulnerable to an increased bombardment of asteroids and comets. The moon has acted as a shield for billions of years, its surface scarred with the evidence of impacts that might have otherwise reached us. Without it, Earth's skies would turn into a cosmic shooting gallery, with catastrophic events becoming not just rare, but alarmingly frequent. This vulnerability could force humanity to look outward, to see the stars not just as distant lights but as destinations for our survival. The urgency to colonize Mars or build space habitats would reach a fever pitch, driven by the understanding that Earth, without its celestial partner, may no longer be the stable sanctuary we once knew. The loss of the moon might be the push we need to truly become an interplanetary species. Culturally, we would be forced to rewrite our relationship with the cosmos. For centuries, the moon has been a muse for poets, artists, and dreamers. Its phases have marked time, its presence has been a beacon for explorers, and its beauty has inspired countless works of art and music. Without it, there would be a void in our collective imagination, a silence where once there was inspiration. But perhaps, in that silence, we would find new ways to express our longing for connection with the universe. Communities around the world might come together in unexpected ways, united by the shared experience of losing something so fundamental. The absence of the moon could spark a deeper appreciation for the fragile beauty of our planet and the interconnectedness of life. It might remind us of the importance of working together, not just as nations, but as a species, to protect what remains and build a future that honors the past. And yet, the moon's disappearance could also teach us something profound about resilience. Life on Earth has survived mass extinctions, asteroid impacts, and ice ages. In every challenge, there is an opportunity to evolve, to adapt, and to thrive in ways we might never have imagined. Perhaps, in the face of losing the moon, we would discover new strengths within ourselves, pushing the boundaries of what humanity is capable of achieving. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That something we often take for granted, a silent glowing orb in the night sky, could hold such immense power over our lives. And yet, it's a reminder of how intricately balanced our world is. The moon isn't just a decoration, it's a lifeline, a stabilizer, and a source of endless wonder. Its absence would change everything, but perhaps it would also reveal how precious and rare our existence truly is. In the end, the disappearance of the moon would force us to look both outward and inward. Outward, to the stars, seeking new homes and opportunities in the vast expanse of space. And inward, to our shared humanity, recognizing that no matter how advanced we become, we are still deeply connected to the rhythms of the natural world. It would be a moment of reckoning, a chance to redefine who we are and what we stand for as a species. So tonight, when you look up at the moon, take a moment to appreciate its quiet brilliance. Think of all the ways it shapes your life, from the tides to the seasons to the dreams it inspires. It's not just a distant rock in the sky, it's a reminder that even the smallest details of our universe can have the biggest impacts. And maybe, just maybe, stories like this one will inspire you to protect our planet and its delicate balance. Because the moon, like so much of what makes Earth special, isn't something we can ever replace. It's a testament to the wonders of the universe, and a call to cherish the incredible world we're lucky enough to call home.